Have you ever stood before an ancient temple, covered in carvings, and felt like it was trying to tell you something? Like whispers from a forgotten time were echoing through the stone. Today, we're going on an incredible journey back in time, to the heart of Southeast Asia, to the mighty Khmer Empire. We're not just looking at old stones. We're going to decode the secret language hidden within their most stunning artifacts. This is Ancient Whispers, decoding the symbolism in the Khmer Kingdom's artifacts. From roughly the 9th to the 15th century, the Khmer Empire was a powerhouse of culture, art, and architecture. Their legacy isn't just in the sheer scale of their temples, like the world-famous Angkor Wat, but in the intricate details that cover every single surface. These aren't just decorations. They are stories, prayers, and a cosmic map, all rolled into one. The Khmer people saw their world as a reflection of the divine, and their art was the bridge between heaven and earth. So, where do we start? Let's begin with the foundation of their belief system, the gods. The Khmer rulers were seen as Devarasha, or God. They identified with Hindu deities, primarily Shiva and Vishnu, and later with Buddhist figures. When you look at a statue of a Khmer king, you're not just seeing a portrait, you're seeing an ideal. Notice the serene, almost smiling face that represents inner peace and divine wisdom. The strong, broad shoulders, that's a symbol of power and the responsibility to protect the kingdom. These weren't just statues, they were statements of legitimate, divine rule. Now, let's talk about some of the most common symbols you'll find carved into the temple walls. First up, the lotus flower. You'll see it everywhere, from the base of pillars to the hands of gods. The lotus is a powerful symbol of purity, enlightenment, and creation. It grows from the mud but blossoms into a beautiful, clean flower, representing the soul's journey from the material world to spiritual awakening. When you see a deity seated on a lotus throne, it signifies their divine origin and purity. Next, we have the Naga, the mythical multi-headed serpent. Don't be fooled by their fearsome appearance. In Khmer mythology, Nagas are powerful protectors. They are guardians of water, the source of life and wealth for an agricultural society like the Khmer. You'll often see them forming balustrades along causeways, leading into temples. When you walk between these rows of Nagas, you are symbolically being protected on your journey from the earthly realm into the sacred space of the temple. They are your divine bodyguards. And of course, we can't talk about Khmer symbolism without mentioning the epic talis, carved in stone. The bas-reliefs at Angkor Wat are like a giant, ancient graphic novel. One of the most famous scenes is the churning of the ocean of milk. This is a Hindu creation myth where gods and demons pull on a giant naga, wrapped around a mountain to churn the cosmic ocean and create the elixir of immortality. It's a story of struggle, cooperation, and the eternal battle between good and evil. For the Khmer, depicting this story wasn't just decoration. It was a way to align their kingdom with the cosmic order, to show that their king was instrumental in maintaining balance in the universe. The very architecture of the temples is symbolic. Take Angkor Wat itself. It's not just a big building, it's a microcosm of the Hindu universe. The central 5 towers represent the 5 peaks of Mount Meru, the mythical home of the gods. The massive moat surrounding the temple isn't just for defense. It represents the cosmic ocean that surrounds the universe. Walking through Angkor Wat is a pilgrimage, a journey to the center of the cosmos. Every step is intentional, designed to elevate the spirit. As the empire evolved, so did its beliefs. Later in the Khmer period, Buddhism became more prominent. We start to see a shift in the symbolism. At the Bayon Temple, for example, we are greeted by hundreds of giant, serene faces. For a long time, people debated who they were. Most scholars now believe they represent the Bodhisattva, Lakshvara, a being of compassion, blended with the features of the king. Jayavarman 7. Imagine walking through this temple, surrounded by faces of calm, compassionate power watching over you from every direction. It's a profound statement about the nature of rule, not just as divine power, but as divine compassion for the people. Let's look at some smaller artifacts, too, because the symbolism is just as rich. Think about the delicate gold jewelry worn by royalty. A pendant in the shape of a bird might represent Garuda, the mount of Vishnu, symbolizing power and speed. Apsaras, the celestial dancers, are everywhere. Frozen in graceful poses, they represent beauty, fertility, and the joys of heaven, a reward for a virtuous life. Every single object, from a massive temple gallery to a tiny golden earring, was infused with meaning. So, why does decoding these symbols matter today? Because it transforms our experience of these ancient sites. A wall of carvings is no longer just a pretty pattern. It's a story waiting to be read. A statue is no longer just an old piece of stone. It's a window into the mind of a king and the soul of an empire. It helps us understand how an entire civilization viewed their world, their place in the cosmos, and their relationship with the divine. The Khmer artists were masters of visual storytelling. They didn't have written manuals for the common person. Instead, they wove their beliefs, their history, and their values into the very fabric of their environment. The whispers of the past aren't silent. They are carved in stone, cast in bronze, and painted in gold. We just need to learn how to listen. By understanding the language of the lotus, the naga, and the gods, we gain a much deeper appreciation for the incredible genius of the Khmer Kingdom. Next time you see a photo of Angkor Wat or have the chance to visit a museum with Southeast Asian art, look closer. Look for the symbols we talked about. Try to piece together the story. You'll find that these ancient artifacts are not just relics of a lost world. They are living messages, carrying profound wisdom across the centuries, just waiting for us to hear their whispers. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of the Khmer Empire. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the past. Let me know in the comments which symbol you found the most interesting. Until next time, keep exploring.